Hey guys, a short but important update on the price of Bitcoin. There are three things which I would like to point out today. The first thing is that you probably remember we were looking at the SOPR indicator from Renato Shirakashi, which is showing the local lows on the bull market and local highs on the bear market. So now we are in the bull market and this indicator is perfect to spot the lowest points of the correction of the price. And for example, recently Renato showed his update on the indicator, finding the low at the level of 1, which is the level showing when the price hitting this local low on May the 1st. And after that, the price rose from $5,000 to $8,000. So it seems like it worked pretty nicely. And recently he updated this indicator data on his Twitter. So first thing is that he pointed out that with the smooth version of the indicator, we see this line going down, approaching level of 1, but it's still not there yet. So you may expect that if it will continue to go down, then this would happen because of the price will go even lower. But first, it's not necessarily to happen. Second thing is that if it even will reach this level, then probably it will not happen because of the dramatic drop in the price, because you see this actually a very small region to reach this level 1. So the supply is actually already getting lower. Second thing, in my opinion, you see this relatively small change in the price led to a significant drop in the indicator value, while during the rise it was actually a huge rise of the indicator's value and a huge rise in the price. So this is some kind of a divergence which potentially may play out in a bullish manner, if not today or tomorrow, but sometime soon. Also, if you look at the raw data of this indicator, so without any smoothing, then you would see that actually very recently we hit this local low of the indicator's value below 1. The same happened on May the 1st when we saw the price starting to go up after that. So, and after this low, the indicator actually had a pullback to the positive territory, and now we are seeing it, well, at least potentially will grow higher. So from the raw data, we may even say that we actually already hit this lowest point in the price, so probably we will not go any lower. Of course, this is not 100% clear whether this will play out or not, but usually the indicator has a very strong correlation with the price. You can refer to the previous videos and see how powerful it is. Another thing which Renato Shirakashi is saying is that the average output lifespan is very low, denoting that mainly short-lived outputs are being moved, and the old ones are like long-term holders. They don't sell their bitcoins, which means that all the price action which we see is just some kind of short-term manipulation or pullbacks or fixing short-term profits, while the major trend is still bullish. So basically he's saying that as a conclusion that a big correction to 4, 5, 6K is hard to happen, at least in the short term, but at the same time demand is still looking weak. In any case, in general, I think it is more bullish than bearish. Another thing which I was going to point out is the fact that we have more and more statistical data on the correlation between the price of Tether and the price of Bitcoin. And although it's not clear whether there is actually a correlation, but let's see what we are seeing with this data. First, when we saw this drop from $6,000 to $3,000, we had a whole mess with Tether, of course, but after that, somewhere at the point of the price was being at $3,800, we saw the rise in price of Tether. This is Tether to dollar on Kraken, and despite of this rise, the price of Bitcoin was continuing to go lower. And then only after a couple of weeks we saw the reversal on the Bitcoin price, and at this point the Tether price was above $1 mark. And you remember the altcoins pump and so on. So eventually when we saw this sideways price action, you see especially this area, so around here we still have pretty much sideways for Bitcoin, especially considering even this small pump, but already here at the middle of this sideways price action we saw the decrease in the price of Tether going back to $1 mark and below. So the price of Bitcoin reacted a little later, again with some delay, and then when the price of Tether reached its lowest point around here, Bitcoin still continued to go lower, while Tether almost returned to the sideways and going up. Once again, in this point, Tether was sort of preceding the price action of Bitcoin. So you see then eventually Tether was moved to the positive territory once again with all those Bitcoin price action going upwards. And then we had this Tether FUD, so we can't really see anything around here. But then in the recent case, Tether returned to the above $1 zone. And what is interesting is that while, for example, around here, the price of Bitcoin was going again sideways, Tether was going lower and lower and lower. And only after a certain period of time, the price of Bitcoin dropped. You see, this was the average level of Tether here. This was the average Tether level after this rise of Bitcoin. So again, Bitcoin price was reacting to the price of Tether later with some delay. Then we saw the continuation of this decrease in the price of both coins, and then eventually recently we saw this point on the Tether price having a low, and then it was going upwards while Bitcoin was continuing to go low, and then only now it reacts. So this is another kind of divergence between the two, and the fact that Tether is now above $1 mark while we don't see the significant pullback of Bitcoin price makes me think that this pullback will come just a little later than Tether indicated this possibility. Now, the last thing which I was thinking about is that if you look at the social media, if you look at the Telegram groups, Twitter, YouTube, then most of the people out there, they're saying that, okay, we are about to see the correction. The question is like where the low of this correction will be. Will it be like $7,000 or $6,000, or will go even lower? And everybody was saying like, okay, I will buy at 7K, or I will buy at 6.5K or something like that. So they see this correction as an opportunity to step in to buy at the dip and then ride on the new move to the upside. If you remember, pretty much the same thing had happened here when the price was going lower, 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 then it's sort of consolidating around $3,500, and everybody was saying that, okay, we're seeing a consolidation, but then we will go lower to 3K, 2K, 1K, and then we will buy like a lot of Bitcoin at this point at certain area. But apparently we didn't see that. Instead, the price went against the herd and we saw this beautiful rally. So I sort of feel that the same may happen once again. The market will go against the crowd, and all of those people who are expecting to have a deeper correction and waiting with their fiat ready to buy the dip, they will be out of the trade because the price will go up without them. Of course, guys, just my personal opinion, not a financial advice, but those are three aspects which I'm considering right now. And that is it for today. I hope it was useful. Thank you for watching.